Adult Storage and Allies. Streaming DCS World 56 OG Practice. DCS.
By moving the cockpit sound slightly, DCS options, audio screen. Which you can access by pressing the escape key. This instructor's volume level can be adjusted with the helmet sound slider. Also, you can press spacebar to skip long voiceovers. Before engines, yaw damper switch. Check it's off. This system smooths your motions, increasing the flight stability. When the aircraft is on the ground, the yaw damper is automatically disengaged. External lights master switch. Confirm it is set to external lights, so that the landing light remains off for now. Aircraft exterior lighting consists of wing and tail position lights, formation lights, anti-collision lights, and a fixed landing and taxi light. Power levers. Confirm they are on the flight idle position. The power levers control engine fuel flow and propeller RPM setting, and also allows to select reverse thrust. The lever has 4 quadrants, from aft to forward, full reverse, ground start, flight idle, unmarked. And military. Full reverse alters the propeller pitch to obtain reverse thrust, for short landings, and on the sim this quadrant is accessed by press and holding the throttle reverse key, while operating the power lever. On the real aircraft, ground start is the position of minimum propeller torque, used when starting the aircraft, while flight idle provides in-flight minimum fuel flow and torque, depending on airspeed. On the sim these two positions are merged in one, and corresponds to the minimum position of the axis assigned to the power levers. Military corresponds to the maximum position of the assigned axis. Condition levers. Check they are at the feather and fuel shutoff position. On the real aircraft, the condition levers permit selection of engine RPM bands, to cater for different flight regimes. They also allow to initiate or shut off fuel flow to the engines, and to manually feather the propellers. The levers have 4 quadrants, from aft to forward, feather and fuel shut off, normal flight, and takeoff land. On the sim the only function currently implemented for these levers, is to select between fuel shut off and normal flight. You do that simply by clicking on each lever handle. Feathering the propellers is not simulated. Generator switches. Set both to on. The Bronco's electrical system consists of 2 DC generators and 2 DC to AC inverters. Emergency DC instruments power switch. Check it's off. 2 electric inverters provide 115 volts AC power for the aircraft's instruments. This air start switches. Set both to auto, with guards closed. These switches control the ignition system of each engine. In their auto position, guard down, the ignition systems are armed for a ground start. The on position is used for air starting the engine. The switch must be returned to auto after a successful air start. Tacken selector switch. Check it's off. The Bronco is fitted with an ARN52 Tacken navigation receiver. Currently its implementation is limited, as it can only tune onto fixed ground Tacken stations set to band X-ray. Windshield wiper switch. Confirm it's off. The aircraft's real switch is not yet simulated, but you can operate the wiper using a key bind. Anti-collision switch. Set to on, to alert the ground crew that the aircraft is about to start. However, the external light switches. As desired. Navigation lights. Formation lights. Turn on. Taxi landing light. Let's leave it off until we are ready to taxi. Interior lights. As desired. Consoles. Increase the brightness of the console's lighting by turning the highlighted knob. Instruments. Increase the brightness of the instruments. Flood. Increase the cockpit flood lights to suit your preference. Battery switch, set to on. Two 24-volt batteries are installed for engine starting and emergency electrical power. The Bronco is powered by two Garrett T76G turboprop engines, rated at 715 shaft horsepower. Each engine drives an 8.5-foot, 3-blade, fully reversible aluminum propeller. At military power setting, the engine RPM is 41,730, while the propellers rotate at 2,000 RPM. Either engine can be started first, but for this training we will start first the right engine. For normal starts, the desired condition lever should be at fuel shut-off, the corresponding power lever should be slightly forward of flight idle, and the corresponding starter switch is held momentarily in start. On the real aircraft, both the start and abort positions of the start switches are momentary and return to run when released. Unfortunately, this aspect is not yet modeled for DCS, so you will have to manually release the switch once the engine starts rotation. Right start switch. Set to start. Placing the switch in start initiates the engine starter operation. The propeller will begin to turn and the engine tachometer will start to climb. Right condition lever. Advance into flight at 6 to 10% RPM by clicking on the lever handle. Right start switch. Set to run, to mimic the operation of a momentary switch. Monitor the starting engine's RPM and temperature gauges.
Okay. Oh, thanks for the sub, Corn, rather. Thank you, Corn. Find out. Let it go.
Welcome to your Combined Arms Anti-Aircraft Training Mission. In this mission, you will be using 3 Russian anti-aircraft systems, the ZU-23, the SA-18 Manpad, and the SA-8 Gecko. You will learn how to enter and use each of these systems. Your targets today will be non-maneuvering targets and they will not return fire. Identify the ZU-23 on your F10 map, click on it, and click on the tank icon on the top menu to enter the vehicle. Enter the ZU-23 now.
Okay.
You should now be in the gunner position in the ZU-23. Look around and get familiar with your display. Each Combined Arms unit might have a slightly different look and functionality. The ZU-23 emplacement is a fairly old and simple anti-aircraft unit. It is a basic point-and-shoot weapon. When you are ready to try a target, go to the COM menu and select F10 and select the option found there.
What? What? Maybe I need to double click it. Action. Alright, this is very confusing. Also, what? I'm very confused. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I clicked on it and then nothing happened. Working really well. Tank icon? Oh, that. Jeez, that's intuitive.
You should now see the target approaching from 269. You can target using the crosshairs on the screen, but if you need a little help, put the crosshairs over the target and press enter to get targeting help. Destroy the target now.
What target? Oh, yeah, there it is. Crosshairs are not properly aligned. Garbage. Yeah, appreciate the follow there. Base 66. You know what I need to do? I need to practice the landing in the Spitfire and in the Mozzie. Doing a terrible job of it. Yeah. Great. Yeah.
Request rearming. On the starter. Copy.
bit. Follow down a bit. I'm going to cross that threshold, I think at 100. So it's airspeed, aim point, center line. Airspeed 100. Aim point should be the first third of the runway. And I will need to be on the center line. Aim point, airspeed, center line. Aim point, airspeed. Go nice and straight. Actually, it was a pretty good landing for me.
Pontiac 1, before takeoff.
What? Damaged my tail. No fair. My tail come down. Or maybe I should have locked it. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, testing. shouldn't do a three-point landing. I feel like I've smashed my tail wheel. I've been done. I've been done. send up a bit. I'm going to try and keep it at like 130. Ignore the stall speed warning. And fine, I'll put my carriage gear down. Airspeed center line. Airspeed is good, aimplane is good, center line is good. Oof. That was not good. I think we need a fresh jet. I should not be banging around like that. Suboptimal. Why does it keep recentering? Try that again.
Request rearming.
Kurt. There you go, mate.
Jet said, doing good, just chillin'.
Doing it away. As am I. I'm trying to land this thing without destroying it. Let's see if we've got any tips. I actually had a decent landing, but smashed my tail wheel, so presumably this is not a 3-point lander. It's a tiny little wheel at the back. It's just a tiddler. Look at it.
Gotta touch her down gently.
Oh, is it right? I actually thought it was a pretty gentle landing. I'm going to do some touch and goes. Well, maybe not touch and goes, but landings. Trim.
It is also DCS, though so DCS will do DCS things.
Yeah, right. No, I think I can safely blame myself for shit landings, not DCS. What am I doing? So, prime, baby. Open my window. F6.
On the starter. Copy.
Copy. Fucking copy. Yes. It's Japan today. Domo arigato. Oh, we're nice and straight.
Number 401 underscore stick said, hello sir, it's been a while.
Stick, how you doing, brother? What's going on? It has been a while. What you been up to? You been cheating on DCS with real life?
I'm finally feeling better and out of crunch mode at work. I should get to fly again on Monday.
Oh, that's excellent. Excellent, excellent. Pleased to hear it. Happy for you. Make the game sound like a tad loud.
The game volume could come down a bit.
Yeah, right you are.
Better now.
Wait. How about the music? Is it audible but not invasive? I like my music. It depends on the music. Sometimes I like the music to be invasive. Good politicians. I don't think that's... really should look at the knee board and work out what configuration for landing should be in this thing, rather than just kind of stick my thumb in the air. What's in the air? By a penguin. Oops, did not the dude mean to do that. Aim point, airspeed, center line. That's what it's all about. The airspeed, I think an approach at 112 knots is pretty good, thereabouts. I'm getting some side strafe happening though. The altitude, I feel, I don't know, angle of attack is probably about right. I want to skim over the top of those trees. Going a bit quick. My altitude's a bit low. Aim point, airspeed, center line. Airspeed, aim point, airspeed, center line. End point, center line. I'm using way too much runway. Down in one piece though. Well, I'm happy with that. Did not break her. He's in one piece. Let's try that again. What's up? Going on with that. adjust my trim back. Take off. Better. Yeah, the boys nearly wrapped up that campaign. There's talk of a Iraq campaign. Cool. Check that tail while it's straight.
Thank you for the follow, Mugger Virtual Pilot.
Ah, appreciate the
Stream
follow, mate.
Elements said,
Thanks
thank you for
very
following
much.
Mugger Virtual Pilot. Smile.
If you like what you see and you want to get in amongst it, this is the 56th Virtual Operations Group, and I'm flying on the training server, practicing, going through the ropes on the Mozzie. That's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bird though. Look at all that balsa wood. Amazing. Yeah, if you want to get in amongst it, just check out the About on my Twitch. Discord's in there. I want to drop in the Discord and see what's happening. Let's see what's happening in Discord. Flight frequency 1, there's no one there. Problem is when I drop into Discord and people join, it scares the living shit out of me because I forget I'm in Discord. Like someone sneaking up behind you. Circuit this time. Yeah. I wonder if I can turn off the warning. That annoys me immensely. If I get this down, I'm going to reward myself with a refill and some bombs. But it needs to be a good landing. Damn it. I need to bind gear down button. Dang. That's a go around. Get it nice and slow though. Morning, Becky Noodle. I'm streaming. I'll drop out and join you shortly. Endpoint is still presented. Right. Airspeed. Into line. Butter, baby. Butter. Oh yeah. Like magic. Hey, brother. How you going? Just practicing landings in the multi. Have one with butter. Butter.
Black Magic _ said, "Sup man, how you doing?"
I'm good. Although I'm about to stop for a coffee and say good morning to my lovely wife. Park this thing and reload. Brakes on. Get a load out. Visual select load out. Big bomb time and
Request refueling. Request rearming. Copy.
I'll be right back.
Refueling complete. Rearming complete.
Get the bomb babies.
Request rearming. Copy.
I think it's time to clean the house. So I will be on a bit later. Watching